Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you out of earth.
This is Soul Rebel Lulu Kornspan, and we're now going to play the second part of my interview with Gregory Pettys about 2012. Is there anything that you're going to be doing or have started doing in preparation for this shift? Like, do you have an idea of where you were going to physically want to be in December of 2012?
You know, I think when I was younger and in college and all of these things, I was in your typical situation of, oh my gosh, we must be somewhere, we need to be in some sort of vortex on the sacred grid that surrounds Gaia. And I don't necessarily think that that's true. And so, no, I don't think it really matters where you're at outside, externally. I do think that it's important where you are internally. I think that it's a time that we really need to analyze our values and who we are and how we want to interact with life, and mostly with other peoples and the earth and each other. I think that, you know, in relation to your question, I'm trying to really pay deep attention to this and get strong with my awareness of how I think about what I think is important, about what I'm placing my energy into, about how I am interacting with life, be it the earth, be it the air, be it a stranger I meet on the street. Because in the end, does the earth need me? You know? And I think that these are some questions we need to start asking ourselves, because ultimately the earth will do fine without us. The matter of, does the earth want us to continue hanging out with it?
A theory that arose as we, the Soul Rebel Radio crew, brainstormed for this 2012 show is the idea that perhaps nothing was ever going to happen at this point in time. But because all of these words have been put into play, and now we're all playing into this idea that something will occur, perhaps we're going to manifest it. Gregory, what do you think about that?
I think there's a tremendous amount of truth in that. For instance, I was speaking with a friend the other day who was, you know, saying, you know, there's no miracles anymore. There's no, like, saints and prophets. And it's like, well, that's because we don't think about them. Back in the day, there was a lot of emphasis on this kind of archetype or this reality, and so therefore it was manifested. There's a lot of truth in that. What you think about is what's going to be created. And for whatever reason, at this time, people are yearning for something beyond whatever we're doing right now, whatever name you want to give it, the rat race, Babylon, whatever. And it's an interesting time, too, because of media, internet, the ability to travel. We're crossing borders left and right, and new ideas are emerging. And because of that, a new conversation is emerging. And because of that, a new story is being told. And I think that because of this, when stories are told, you tend to view the world differently. So in relation to what you were saying, I think that's very true. I think that if we're focusing on something big happening, something big is going to happen. I think that that's true. And I also think that there are some scientific, geological evidence that there is a major shift going on that level, too. I'm no expert on that. You'll have to ask someone else about that. But I've spoken with enough people and read enough about that I think that there is some evidence that regardless of, you know, the level of thought, there is a biological foundation for whatever this 2012 phenomenon is as well.
The last bit of our conversation was about the idea of a transition to a more female or feminine-dominated world.
You know, you probably heard, like, that old song, "This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius." Well, you know, we go in, like, these phases, and I think it's obvious that right now it's a male-dominant phase. And it's like the yin and the yang. It's like things go in cycles. It's like you can't do the same thing forever. So you can't just have, you know, some brutish, you know, Cheney Bush, you know, violent kind of idea of how things are going to be run forever. Eventually you need a nurturing side to balance that out. And I think that there's a lot of reason to believe that we're stepping into that.
I would like to thank Gregory Pettys for giving his time to Soul Rebel Radio and KPFK. And I wanted to shout out a fellow community radio station, K-Butt, in Crested Butte, Colorado, where he hosts various world music shows. You can listen online at kbut.org. Peace.